Hello everyone, welcome back to Carrie's Corner. It's week 2, day 2. We're going to finish today Frog and Toad are friends with our buddy here, the frog. Frog and Toad are friends by Arnold Lobel. And we're starting on it's probably about chapter 6. They don't number the chapters, but it's called The Letter. That's where we begin. Toad was sitting on his front porch. Frog came along and said, "What is the matter, Toad? You are looking sad." "Yes," said Toad. "This is my sad time of day. It is the time when I wait for the mail to come. It always makes me very unhappy." "Why is that?" asked Frog. "Because I never get any mail," said Toad. "Not ever?" asked Frog. "No, never," said Toad. "No one has ever sent me a letter. Every day my mailbox is empty. That is why waiting for the mail is a sad time for me." Frog and Toad sat on the porch, feeling sad together. That's what good friends do. They're there for each other when they're feeling lots of things, whether they're happy or sad. Then Frog said, "I have to go home now, Toad. There's something I must do." Frog hurried home. He found a pencil and a piece of paper. He wrote on the paper. He put the paper in an envelope. On the envelope he wrote, "A letter for Toad." Frog ran out of his house. He saw a snail that he knew. "Snail, please take this letter to Toad's house and put it in his mailbox." "Sure," said the snail. "Right away." Not sure if the letter's going to get there too quickly if a snail delivers it. Then Frog ran back to Toad's house. Toad was in bed taking a nap. "Toad," said Frog, "I think you should get up and wait for the mail some more." "No," said Toad, "I'm tired of waiting for the mail." Frog looked out of the window at Toad's mailbox. The snail was not there yet. "Toad," said Frog, "you never know when someone may send you a letter." "No, no," said Toad, "I do not think anyone will ever send me a letter." There's Toad in bed and Frog looking out the window. Frog looked out of the window. The snail was not there yet. "But, Toad," said Frog, "someone may send you a letter today." "Don't be silly," said Toad. "No one has ever sent me a letter before, and no one will send me a letter today." Frog looked out of the window. The snail was still not there. "Frog, why do you keep looking out of the window?" asked Toad. "Because now I am waiting for the mail," said Frog. "But there will not be any," said Toad. "Oh, yes, there will," said Frog, "because I have sent you a letter." "You have?" said Toad. "What did you write in the letter?" Frog said, "I wrote, 'Dear Toad, I am glad that you are my best friend. Your best friend, Frog.'" "Oh," said Toad, "that makes a very good letter." Then Frog and Toad went out onto the front porch to wait for the mail. They sat there, feeling happy together. Such good buddies, Frog and Toad. Frog and Toad waited for a long time. 4 days later, the snail got to Toad's house and gave him the letter from Frog. Toad was very pleased to have it. There is the letter. Okay, we're doing a short read today because that brings us to the end of this book. And tomorrow we have a very exciting thing happening. Someone mailed me a book that they wrote and it was published and illustrated. It's a beautiful book. It's called Danny and the Diamondback. And I'm going to get you the book so you see what we're looking forward to. This is the book. And what I might do is start it for a moment today, but I'm going to read the whole book from the beginning to the end tomorrow. It's called Danny Diamondback by Barry E. Jackson. And a friend of mine is actually married to Barry, and they said, "You're doing this? I'm going to send you a book." So let's just read a little bit of this for today, and then we'll read the whole thing tomorrow. Way out yonder, in the harsh, cruel desert, there lived a little rattlesnake named Danny Diamondback. One day, his ma and pa decided to go to a nearby town to coil up behind the drive-in picture show. A drive-in picture show is where people go drive their cars and watch movies from their cars outside. They kissed Danny on the nose and slithered off. Sadly, when Danny awoke the next morning, his parents were nowhere to be found. There they are, out where in the desert. At sundown, a crow landed on a tree near Danny's home. Your Mammy and Pappy got caught by human folk and are living at the zoo. They say you got to go out and make a life for yourself now. Terrified, Danny weighed his head into a corner and Terrified, Danny wedged his head into a corner and shut his eyes. But after a while, he reckoned his ma and pa knew best. So, for the first time, he slid out of the rock nest and entered the wild world. That's just the teaser for tomorrow when we watch and listen and read Danny Diamondback. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.